This book was published in 2017. I wrote a lot of the poems when I was 17, and very sad all the time. And revising this book into a second edition was a really cathartic process for me. It very much felt like I was braiding that girl's hair as I edited poems and made them into what she wanted them to be, right? But did not have the tools for yet, either emotionally or just as a writer. This is post-winter. It is my retelling of the Persephone myth in 3 parts. You have the tree, which is in free verse or tree verse. Hades is a sonnet, and Persephone is in sapphic verse. So the tree says, "Murder mouth carried me here. I cracked through lockjaw here in this forest of precious stone, where I am the only thing unpetrified that could look like home. I was never tall enough to climb. They pick my rind like their own skins. I understand. I have also mistaken pyre for sunlight. Let the spring ache trick me, been too lush for my own good. My leaves flash green as coins at the bottom of a well. Look how much I carry. My fruit, my atrium's puckered a stone to swallow. He says she bit first. Men have the alphabet and allot these stories. If all the sisters and nieces and cousins laughed in a forest, could that be a legend? Let me hear a myth where you survive. Honey, I am sorry for whoever saw you asleep on the couch and left the party, who watched you at the gas station with a man and kept driving. I'm sorry for how sound my roots go. You, another red blot in my rings. Polish me to a hilt. I don't want to be a coffin anymore. See, sometimes I'm the only food in the graveyard, but if they write on me, I say how the story ends. You get lonely when you're immortal. She charmed me with that hummingbird heartbeat, made me kiss her eyes close on a night long as heaven. That's all I care about. Doe eyes and an easy smile. I'm a sucker for dimples with a veil of blush drawn close around her. I mean, what else could you do but love? Listen, it's not my fault you have to smile to say my name right. You want the fruit when it's mellow and sweet and not a day later. It's natural. It's a given. All I am is a trellis. I took nothing. Well, I threw up all the seeds in the motel bathroom, then took my pulse with the same fingers, pulled on that little dress, and I guess the dogs were asleep. I cut my teeth on a bike chain. I double knotted my sneakers and pedaled with sore legs, bad sore, not like when I swam the whole day. Anyway, think it was around 5, since the stars were fading out and there were old women knitting, waiting for the train. I smiled at them. I'm grown up now too. What I remember most of his kiss, his whole mouth evergreen mint, like he had to be clean on purpose. I don't know how many times he died over me. He told me fruit spoiled if you waited too long, and I am so smart for my age. He had rugged stubble and eyes for hanging. I could never tell what side of the rope he was on. He kissed my neck like a scythe, and it's not my fault. I kissed back. I was little. I am still picking it from my lip. He popped amber on my skin, traced coils around my ankles, made me think it was his love and my good heart, not the deadbolt that kept us close. His room, a body that bid me stay. His body, a room locked. I bet he bragged to the dust, told them how I cried. I tugged hard at his sleeve. Weren't you 16 and sick for it once? A match is struck behind your eyes and you must smother it before anyone takes notice, takes you. I felt tall. I felt taller than a sheath. He promises to soothe the buzz and thresh, ephemeral and carotid, our ashes mixed red in the honeyed nest, then doused with wine. And then morning, under the mattress, the concrete blocks were the same shade as any grave. I hold a bus token to the center of my forehead. It doesn't matter how I was raised, only that he was there to catch me, that he could be a ditch and gravity, his chest fit to collapse upon. It's power, I thought, buried in a man with the little deaths he rendered from me. I asked what he saw afterwards when he closed his eyes. Fields, he said, fields rolling and endless, and my love, the lone lantern, my name molded to the shape of his mouth. He tied a ring of clover to fit my finger, and I was so happy to be a woman. When I left home, I wore the perfume he gave me. I would spray the air above and before me and dance through that fog. Those blue atoms of pearl smelled like sweat by the third week. For my first shower alone after 6 months, I clogged every cleft in the bathroom with towels until I could walk on steam. They give me soft clothes, comb the bees from my hair, and label them in bags. I identify him, host of many screams, my villain, the unhusband. He'd exhausted himself that night. I knew how to trim the heads off dry daisies so new blossoms can live, to prune rose stems at a slant, to blow the teeth from a dandelion. He had wind in him when I left. I ran until my whole body was freshet. I crossed rivers of traffic and dandelions and daffodils sprang from roadkill. Poppies bloomed from the bicycle seat. I laid my lipsticks on the subway tracks, watched the 7 o'clock crush his sex. When I came up from the underground, I knew how to get home. I ran to feel the orange tile of the kitchen I grew up in warm on my bare feet. I chose to be a girl who doesn't want to die. The birds ask, "Oh, Persephone, how?" I say, "I don't care about kings and shepherds. No deity can outlast the only child of a single mother. No god stronger than me."